IVM.
Freedom to make wrong, or freedom to make something, stupidity, do stupidity. That is most important, because everybody want freedom to do correct things or wise things. I said no, everybody is stupid. You do whatever you feel in this situation. If you are the character with the history, with the mindset, whatever you do that. And maybe it is stupidity, maybe it is something very good. Let's see what is it.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to season 2 of Anything But Bollywood, the Mami special. On this season, we are talking to Indian filmmakers who have their film screening at this year's Mami Film Festival, which is also the 19th edition of what's called the Mumbai Film Festival. We've recorded a bunch of episodes during the festival. The first episode of the season was recorded in between film screenings at a PVR theatre in Mumbai. So there's some background festival buzz happening this recording that you're going to hear. It's been a really exciting season for me to record, as I had the opportunity to talk to filmmakers who came to Mumbai from all over the country. They're making films in a multitude of languages. Our first episode is with a filmmaker from Kerala, Sanal Kumar Sasidharan. His film Sexy Durga played at Mami. It was censored and called S Durga. The film will release soon. I highly recommend you check it out. It's a genre film. It's the only kind of horror film I like. It's got zero gore. It's Sanal Kumar Sasidharan's third feature film. It's won the Hivos Award at the International Film Festival of Rotterdam last year. His previous films have played at a number of film festivals. It's played at the International Film Festival of Kerala. His films have been selected at Film Bazaar. He's won a Kerala State Film Award for Best Director as well. So here's the episode. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed having this conversation. So, Sanal, I just saw the film, and it was a very horrific film, but very well told story. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. I wanted to start by asking you, how did you come into filmmaking? I know you were a lawyer.
Yeah.
You studied to become a lawyer. So, did you practice law?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Actually, my dream and passion was to become a filmmaker only. Since I started dreaming something, dreaming to become something. I only started dreaming I will become a filmmaker one day, and no other dream was there in my mind.
Since you were how old?
Maybe 6, 7.
Oh wow! Okay.
It was like, because we had a small theater there in our village, and my father was very much film lover. He was a fan of all the films.
Oh, okay.
So he used to take us to theater for every Friday whenever there is a change. And I became a fan of this film. And it is commercial films, but slowly I was in that mood, and I was so deep in that. But when I started saying that I will become a filmmaker, then he became panic. he wanted me to become a doctor.
Oh, okay.
So it is an irony, no? It's a contradiction.
Yeah.
My dream and his dream.
Yeah.
So there was fights and fights after fights. So after my graduation, before that, after my pre-degree, then I told him that I'm going to Pune for learning filmmaking, joining film institute. Then he said, "You go for forever. You don't come back." So it was a very crucial situation, and I thought, okay, let me see later on if. So that was a time I thought, okay, I will do something in between, not his dream and my dream.
Right.
So I went to study law, and that's how I became a lawyer. And even after becoming lawyer, I started practicing, and I did the job for around 6-7 years, but my mind was not there. I was always wandering behind this dream of becoming a filmmaker. And I started approaching people that please make me an assistant, please read my script and all. It was, even though I was in this profession, the profession demands 24 hours
Right.
from you.
Yeah.
It is a very serious profession because you are handling lives of people. And what I'm doing is I'm taking cases and I'm dropping somewhere in the corner and I'm traveling behind my dream. So I thought it is not good. Then I quit the job. And I went to Delhi for some other job that I thought, okay, I will end this dream also. Then after that, I went to Gulf for another job because I was like my financial situation was very very. I'm not a. I have no background. Financial background was very poor. So and in that time I married. I got 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
So it was becoming very tough situation to handle. So that's why I went to Saudi Arabia for a job. And in 2001, much before all these things, I made a short film by crowdfunding. I made a film society named Kazcha Film Society. And that short film was not a big success. I couldn't even screen for many people. And after I went to Saudi Arabia, I got a proper system, in proper internet. So I put this short film in the YouTube. So people started watching it, and a lot of friends said, "Why you quit this? You should come back and you should again do this film and all." And one of my friends said, "I have a script. Can we make a
How
film?"
old were you in 2001?
2001. I was. Now I am 40.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, then this story happened 2008. So in 2008, I came back from Saudi Arabia and did another short film. It's called Parole, and that got some awards, but it also financially not a big success.
Yeah, short films.
Short films is nothing.
Yeah.
So and again, I started searching people, requesting them to make me an assistant or help me to become a filmmaker, but nothing was successful. Nobody is accepting a person, who is not having any kind of background. Either you need a degree or diploma in film, or you need to have great
Some
godfathers.
family.
Yeah. So I had nothing. So it was very difficult for me. And at that time I was again started practicing, and in between I searched for people to fund my projects. Nothing was fruitful. And in 2012 one person came to me and asked if you can make a short film making me as a hero in that. That person. Then I said, I have no story or idea for you, but if something come to me, then I will definitely call you. That he said he will produce it. If I make a short film with him as a hero, then he will produce it. Then I wrote a script. And in one night I wrote a script. It's called The Frog. And I called him. Then I said, you come and read the script. If you like it, we can go for that. Then he came and he read it. He said, no, it is not suitable for me because it was very strange. It's a kind of, gender issues and all. So he said, no, I can't do this. So, but I was very interested in that subject. Then I was, started dreaming to make it as a film. So I sent the script to some friends, and they said, "Okay, we will do that. We will support." Then I shot this film, and it is 20-minute short film, and I got an award in Kerala State Television Awards. That was the turning point. And after the award, a lot of people called me and said, if you are making a feature film, we will contribute. That's how my film journey started. In 2013, I started this project Oral Pokam, my first film, and a lot of people, 150 people contributed.
And that was fully crowdfunded,
Yeah,
right?
it was fully crowdfunded, and I got Best Director Award in Kerala State Award
State award for it.
and FIPRASI Award in IFFK, International Film Festival of Kerala, and it went into some film festivals. So that was real beginning of that my dream.
So the crowdfunding platform you started, the Kazcha Film Society, is that something that's still ongoing or
Yeah.
that's still there?
Yeah, it's not in a conventional way of crowdfunding. We don't use any kind of crowdfunding platforms. What we do is we propose a project and we contact our friends and their friends through email, through Facebook, social media. Just, people talking to other people, and slowly somebody contributes.
Okay.
And we made Oral Pokam, and after that Eli Eli Lama Sabachthani. That film is here also
Oh, okay.
in Mami.
In Mami, okay.
Yeah, in India Story section.
Okay.
Jiju Anthony is the director of the film.
Ah, okay. Okay, that's nice. So there's going to be many more films coming out of that.
Yeah, we hope so, because Kazcha is not only producing films, what we are doing is we are trying to evolve a culture in Kerala to grow people, this audience.
yeah.
You know. So Oral Pokam we took to villages through a cinema vandi, that cinema cab. We purchased a
I read about that.
cab, and with projector and all the system, sound system, we traveled. We projected in more than 100 places in total villages.
Oh, wow.
And later we released in theater also.
Okay.
And we could see the growth of audience. And when my second film was released, Olivu Divasathakalli, it was in theater for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
My first film, it was barely one week and 2 weeks. And this 3 weeks with full lot of audience came.
So these screenings, they like you charge. People have to buy a ticket, and where are they held?
The cinema cab movement was like we contact small film societies and some organizations, local organizations. They need to provide us space and basic amenities.
Okay.
Then we will go and screen the film, and people will contribute. Actually, the problem is that now a lot of people don't know what kind of films are there. They only know the films which they used to see in theaters or television.
Right.
They don't know that these kind of parallel movements are happening in their own land. And when they come to know that okay, this also is a film and this is a good film, it has something to discuss, then they used to contribute. They also want to become a part of this movement.
Okay, so they're doing your own self-distribution and audience building.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Get some feedback, no? Also.
Yes. Direct feedback.
Direct feedback.
I traveled throughout Kerala with the cinema cab. Sometimes I was driving, and sometimes if we find a big canvas, big wall, then we paint it and we project the film there. So it's a passion. And people, whoever seeing this, they also started joining us, and it's a kind of energy growing. We could see.
Sounds like a lot of fun. So you mentioned that you don't write a script at all. So then how do you go into the film? Like, do you just know your location and you know your actors? Like, for example, the cop scene, do you know what the cops are going to do, what they're going to say? How do you kind of direct that in a sense?
From the beginning, I started writing. My first short film had a script, and also I was drawing all these scenes. Storyboard, and it was so typical. And second short film was also almost like that. But third one, I found that it is useless, because anyway, when I go to location, I find new possibilities, and I used to change. And my first film was like a lesson for me, because it had a script, full script. And with the script, I found that my actors are struggling to get into that. So I said it is becoming a little bit artificial. For me, it is visible. It's visibly artificial. Then I said, forget about the script. This is the location, and this is the situation. And in this situation, if you are this character with this history, this mindset, then what will come into your mind? Then you talk that out. Then I found it is interesting because I could feel that it is refreshing because I'm not seeing what I have written. I'm seeing something new, and some new possibilities are coming out. So I thought it is good. And second film, it was totally. I was not I went to shoot without any script. Only it was based on a short story. It was a famous short story in Kerala. It's a 6-page short story. Then people, whoever read the story, they were asking me, how can you make this a big film without any script or without any change? Then I had some ideas in my mind, but on the location, I could find a lot of opportunities without script. I find it is freedom, freedom flowing everywhere. It is from me. I give freedom to my artists. My artists give freedom to their co-artists, and so it is like finding new way when you are traveling without any aim or with an aim which is you only dream. You are not specifically knowing. So that kind of making has a very interesting thing in it.
But doesn't it get hard for your crew, or does your crew used to working with you like this now?
For the beginning, they feel that it is very strange. They start asking what we will say. If he said, then what is the replay? Then I said, no, don't ask me. What you feel, you just say. And after 2 days, they will be master of that. I'll be I have no other job. I just observing, and sometimes I find correcting. Sometimes I find, oh, this is not the way we want. We need to go this way, and it suddenly it becomes a collective thing, and everybody realize that okay, we have freedom and he has freedom, and we respect each other, and the freedom to make wrong, or freedom to make something stupidity, do stupidity. That is most important because everybody want freedom to do correct things or wise things. I said no, everybody is stupid. You do whatever you feel in this situation. If you are the character, if you are the character with the history, with the mindset, whatever you do that. And maybe it is stupidity, maybe it is something very good. Let's see what is it.
So then your process of casting, what is your process of casting like?
I usually use my friends or people I know. So sometimes I randomly pick them. I ask people, I feel that, okay, this guy suits this character. Then I ask them, are you acting in this film? Then if the first answer is, yeah, I will try, then okay, I will ask them to come. And if basically, all are actors. We all know how to act. Basically, life is life is acting.
Yeah, life is acting. So there's no auditions. You just go for it.
Anything but Bollywood will be right back after this break.
Shunyavan, 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 Shunyavan.
$1 billion acquisition. Another copycat startup got formed.
No, the tech world in India is surely moving double the speed of this voiceover.
Tune in to Shunya One every Tuesday to catch us talking to the smartest people we know on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
So the narrative of both of your films, the last two films, it unfolds in a day. Is there something driving that choice? Is there
My first film was.
your second film?
I know.
Was the
My
first
first film
film
was
was not. Yeah.
not like that. It was a long journey from Kerala to Kedarnath. So it has many folds and many days and all. Second film and this third one, it is like one single day instances. I think I was searching to find plots in which I can say something with a limited budget, limited space. It is. I think the my budgetary constraints
Right.
ask me to do this. It is a subconscious thing. I think it works like that.
And to shoot Sexy Durga, how long was your shoot?
We took 22 nights.
Okay. Josh thought that you shot it in a day. I said, "There's no way they could have shot that in a day.
No.
There's just no way."
No, the single shot we took 19 retakes.
Takes
19
because of the
retakes.
car, all those movements and all of that. That would take some coordination.
Very difficult
right?
because I
very
wanted it
difficult,
in a single shot.
Right. Yeah.
So, but the problem is that if you repeat, then it will become a scripted thing.
Right.
Then you will lose the charm of use the freshness. Then it will be very difficult for you to get the real thing.
But your camera movements and all were quite orchestrated and scripted in that sense.
It's even though we say it is not scripted, it means you don't write script. In your mind somewhere you have every plan. Because in this film only I had to remake the van. I need to make small rigs here and there to so that the cameraman can stand and cameraman can move around.
Right.
So it is already it was there in my mind. When I asked my art director to do all these things, he was asking why we are making this. Then I said it is useful. Let's see. And it was like half I know, half I don't know.
There was one shot where the camera was outside and then it kind of comes inside the van, and that looked like totally seamless. Like I didn't feel like there was a person there, but I'm presuming there was a person there. That was really
there
amazing.
Was two cameraman and his assistant. Actually, in the same man, me, the sound recordist, and this camera assistant, cameraman. All these
and all the big
actors.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, and the van was running at 50 kilometers per hour, and most of the time this cameraman was outside. He was tied on the body.
That's a nice visual. So the structure of Sexy Durga is like this never-ending loop, and you mentioned that it's kind of just repeating itself. Because the characters, they're trying to escape and they get trapped back in, were you ever concerned that this would become repetitive to an audience? Was that something you thought about?
A lot of people suggested me, you should cut even after I screened first time in the Goa Film Bazaar. Some people, some eminent people. They saw it and they liked it. Then they said, "Oh, it is repetitive, so you should cut it, remove it, some loops." And I said, "No, it is. My film is like this because I want to communicate. It is not danger chasing you. You are chasing danger also. You are, you have a basic instinct of getting into that danger." So sometimes we say that our society is doing all these things. No, we are also doing all these things.
Right.
So it's a kind of loop. We are there. We are entertaining that, and same time.
It wasn't repetitive, but I was just wondering if that was something that you thought about even while you were conceiving of the film, or not.
No, it is. It's more. Philosophically more complicated. It is not just mere repetition.
Right.
Yeah, it's a loop we are creating. We are creating knowingly or unknowingly. We are also the part of that. The question why we are not trying to escape. We are not trying to escape. Why it is? And that's the crucial question.
So how do you prepare for the shoot? There's one part is the technical aspect, which is getting the rigs and all of that stuff. Is there any preparation you do yourself emotionally?
I think sometimes I feel totally isolated. I keep myself isolated from something, and it is totally. You need to concentrate on something. You need to think about it and repeatedly thinking about it. That's the only preparation I do. And if you think about something repeatedly, then you will find something. Each time it's like you are in the editing room when you see the film repeatedly. Then you feel okay. You start finding a new thing every time.
Right.
Sometimes you use it. Sometimes you start cutting and removing it. So it is keep thinking about it.
Right. So you're playing the film in your head basically before you
yeah,
make it.
yeah.
So an off-day game was about harassment, and so is Sexy Durga, and you always you're talking about violence. And so, what is this thing about this equation with this question of power and violence for you personally?
Uh, this is this is my personal experience also. If I feel that when I go somewhere without with my looks, means a common man's look, then people behave like I have no value. If if you dress up and if you show off, then people start behaving okay. I am more powerful and I need some attention and I have value, that kind of thing. And maybe if I am able to, sometimes I can dress up very well. Maybe because of my ignorance I am not doing, or I am not interested to
Right.
do that. But a lot of people are here in our world that they are not capable of wearing good dress, or maybe their situation don't allow them to make them up. So if you are not making yourself up, making yourself presentable, that then suddenly you become an outsider, or you become an insignificant person, insignificant organism. So there is the factor of power. There is the factor of our hypocrisy, that people think that we should be. This starts from the schooling also. You should come to school with proper
Right. Yeah. Looking that
dress.
certain way.
You should be presentable. And when you say that you should be presentable, that means there is a lot of things. It is not only obedience. It is not only the presenting yourself as attractive as to others. So if you are living like a human being, which you are, then people start ignoring you. People won't give you a space. They will take your space, or they will feel that if you are killed or you are not in this earth, nothing is going to happen. So I feel it is very unfortunate situation. We are very helpless in this. There is people who are capable of doing all these things, capable of keeping spaces very attractive, keeping themselves very attractive, keeping themselves presentable. They rule the world, and those people who are not able to do all these things are insignificant. We can capture their space. We can. It's very sad situation.
Yeah, it is a sad situation. Yeah, but you're talking about this feeling of being an outsider, and I think every human being feels that. Now, in some sense, that's a very universal feeling,
Yeah.
and it's tragic that that's the reason. Also, it's happening, even though everybody feels it. So.
Yeah, it's universal. That's why whenever I screen the film outside, also people start feeling the same thing.
Yeah.
It's universal.
Do you feel a frustration with the local audience because your film leaves a lot of questions? You don't answer every question. You don't answer the story of why these two people are, where they're going, what they're doing. So do you feel a frustration that local audiences maybe don't understand it because if they don't expect this non-mainstream
No.
aesthetic?
I understand them because they are used to other kind of films. No, they come to theater to watch a story, not a film. In that sense, they want to know the story. If somebody is not able to go to theater, then they will ask their friend, "What is the story?" They are satisfied.
Right.
So my film is not like that. It has no story, and if somebody is not coming to watch the film, they couldn't understand what is the film, and nobody can explain what is the story also. So
And a lot of the mainstream Malayali films are very much like that, right?
yeah, a lot of films are story oriented, almost 99%. Even what we say independent or parallel cinema or art cinema, they are also depend stories. They are
Right.
also storytellers. My film is mostly, I don't trust in storytelling. I want to communicate that kind of emotions. So there may be a lot of questions without answers, or a lot of questions you need to ask repeatedly yourself or somebody else. So and we need answers. We are not we have no time to ask questions. If you give answer, okay, I will write and pass the exam and go home.
Right.
So I expect that. It's okay.
We talk about the reason your film was a last minute entry into Mami, and it's called S Durga now. And can we talk a little bit about the censorship thing? And this film though was funded by the Kerala state. Did you get some funding or some support?
It's Kerala Chalachitra Academy has a there's a package. So if you pay 2 lakhs rupees, then they will give you 5 lakh rupees as subsidy.
Okay.
That's why there is the line that this is
Right.
supported by Kerala State
Okay.
Chalachitra Academy.
So despite that kind of support, then did that make a difference to this whole censorship issue that came up then with the name?
Yeah, censorship is not. See, it is not done by any institution.
Right.
It's a social setup.
Right.
Because in this particular case, censor board asked me to cut the name. They watched the film and they found nothing in that, so that they didn't ask me to cut any of the scenes.
Right.
They said some words, some abusive words, they wanted to cut. That is common in everywhere. You can hear everywhere in local places. Okay, I said okay, I will remove that. Then they insisted you have to cut the word sexy. Then I asked why. They said it is, some people are infringed by the name because it is abusive to their goddess Durga. And I said it is not goddess Durga. You see the film. Then they said no. If you are not obeying this, you have to go to court or any other thing. I was I have left with 2 options: either to admit this, or either to tackle the situation, or to go to court. And as a lawyer, I know what is taking this matter to court. And after 2 years or 3 years, there is a chance, 50-50 chance, that you may get the uncut. You can go with Sexy Durga 1 or 2 years later, no? Or somebody say that, oh, what is there in the name? You just remove the sexy, then you go. So what is the meaning of the fight in court?
Yeah.
2 years
Right.
you lose, no? And here what I thought is, last 1 year this film was traveling as Sexy Durga. Still outside India it is Sexy Durga only. It's an internationally
Right.
recognized film. And all people know that this is Sexy
Durga, exactly. Everybody knows.
So I thought, okay, I will remove this EXY and keep the S. So let the people imagine.
Right.
And if somebody imagined it as Sexy Durga, it is not my fault, no? It is their fault. So
Yeah.
they can't blame me that I started imagining it as Sexy Durga.
Right.
So how can they blame me?
Actually, I mean, we are laughing now, but you've in fact received threats about this.
Yeah.
And how do you as a political filmmaker, deal with this pressure that comes with it, of dealing with all of this? And did you at any point really want to give up or any of that?
These threats are, in a way, it's a recognition of what you are doing. If you are if you are totally, if everyone is accepting you, or everyone is welcoming you, I think there is some problem, because the majority, if the majority is accepting, the majority is, I feel that majority is mediocre. They are not political. They don't need any kind of that kind of thought. They only need food, money, shelter. Then they are okay. They are ready to do anything. They're ready to obey whatever order the rulers do. So I feel that if somebody is agitated, then okay, it's a recognition that I'm provoking them. And after all, I think the duty of the art, or the aim of the art, is to provoke somebody to ask questions or talk, or making discussions. And if somebody starts threatening me that I will kill you, that means, okay, he's so much agitated, and this name is hitting, or this film is hitting hard. And yeah, I'm okay with it.
It's a very beautiful thought. You mentioned that you reshoot. You said you do reshoots sometimes.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with something that you thought was not it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
It's a failure in some sense.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
I reshoot in two instances. Once, if I feel that okay, it is a total failure, and sometimes it becomes infructuous when the film is growing. When I suppose I shot the scene A, and after that I shot scene B, and this scene B has outgrown the scene A, and scene A is now insignificant, or it is totally opposite to scene B. Then I go back to reshoot, and in order to make it this kind of seamless flow.
So your process is not all like straight. It's like you go back and forth in some sense.
Yeah. Because it is like weaving something. You make something better, then you need to make the thing behind also little better, or it should suit the growth.
That's a nice thought, weaving. I like that image. Your films are very political, and you're looking at the horrors of India, basically, horrors of what this country is. So how do you see yourself, your role as a filmmaker, telling stories about India today?
I think every artist has a I don't know if I say the word duty is correct. I think it is the role. Yeah, it is the role. It is their role to talk about the issues around them. That's the role of artists in society. And it is not for making the society better, knowingly. It happens unknowingly. You, apart from an artist, you're also a human being. You also feel pressure. You also feel freedom. You need freedom, and you also feel pressure to cut the freedom and the power inserting upon you by the rulers. So you will try to protest. Art is also a kind of protest. It is not knowingly. It may not be knowingly doing. You are not doing it willfully. It comes out naturally, and maybe I think so.
Yeah, I think that's quite true. Okay, I think we are almost done here. Do you have we end the show with film recommendations. So do you have any film that you would like to recommend here, or any other film also?
This year I saw one movie, Western. I think it is a German movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very nice film. It's a very quiet film, but very profound. Where it was in Berlin.
Okay, Western it's called.
Western.
Okay.
It's a very nice film.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the interview.
Thanks.
Thank you all for listening. If you have any comments, feedbacks, or questions, we would love to hear from you. So tweet me at Neha R. Thak, or you can reach out to us on IVM Podcasts. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks for listening.
There she stands, a podcast addict. Outside the bank, having traveled several miles to get in with other poor souls like her. The journey, though daunting for this youngling, will have some comfort because she has downloaded her favorite podcast. You can see more of her species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.